So I've been reviewing my personal and business investments, and I decided to make some changes going into 2024. And I want to make my investments as stress-free as possible. And I want to focus on my business going forward to help as many people as possible with their debt, retirement, and money management. And since 2016, my investment priority has remained the same. My wife and I are going to max out our HSA family plan. We're going to max out our Roth IRA contributions. We're going to max out our 401k retirement contributions. After we max out all of our retirement contributions, we're going to invest whatever we have left into our taxable brokerage accounts. And I'm also going to continue to contribute to my daughter's 529 college savings plan and UPMA. And going into 2024, I'm really looking forward to possibly buying another real estate property. If that doesn't work out, if the interest rates are still high and the prices are still high, then the other possibility is moving to another home to use a part of my house as a home office. And we'll see what happens. But I'm going to pay very close attention to the housing market and interest rates going into 2024. And my goal is still to become financially independent by age 45. Am I going to retire at the age of 45? That's still up in the air, right? And here's my entire financial independence timeline. I was 27 years old in January 2014 when I had over $110,000 in credit card debt, personal loans, auto loans, and 401k loans. I was stupid with money. And I spent the next 2 years getting out of debt as soon as possible. And I was 30 years old in 2016 when I truly started my Fat Fire investment journey. What I needed to do first was to max out my HSA, Roth IRA, 401k, because these are the long-term investments that I can withdraw starting at the age of 59 and a half for Roth IRA and 401k and HSA at the age of 65, right? If I fail to achieve Fat Fire or choose not to retire early, then I'll still have my 401k, Roth IRA, and HSA to fall back on at the age of 60. Who knows? Maybe I like what I'm doing and I want to keep going. And at the age of 35, I started to turn my side hustle into a full-time financial coaching business. This was when I realized I needed to share my debt-free story and how it's possible for anyone to get out of debt. And as I turned 37 today, my Fat Fire progress is at $1.22 million. And this is a significant milestone for me because when I started my debt-free journey over 10 years ago, I never thought that I was going to become a millionaire in 10 years. Did I predict that I was going to become a millionaire? Sure. But I didn't think it was going to happen until I was in my 40s. So am I on track to retire by the age of 45? Sure. But it's still a question of whether I want to retire early or not. My goal is to have at least $3.3 million invested, making $133,000 a year with a 4% withdrawal rate. But how did I get here? I got here by doing the following steps. I maxed out my Roth IRA, HSA, 401k, and I mean truly maxed out my 401k with the after-tax contribution, a great bull market run from 2016 to 2021, an increase in home equity, and starting several side hustles to increase my income to invest into taxable brokerage accounts. If I decide to retire early by age 45, I need to make sure that I have income that will sustain my current lifestyle between the ages of 45 and 55. But let's say I don't retire until later on. Here's a list of passive income streams my wife and I will collectively receive starting at the age of 55. My wife is going to get her state pension at the age of 55 with the possibility to buy back some time to reduce her retirement age to 50. And I'm also going to have my military pension starting at age 58 for serving in the reserve with some active duty time. And when I turn 59 and a half, I'm going to withdraw from my Roth 401k and Roth IRA. Using my own compound interest calculator, I should have over $3 million between the 401k and TSP. And my wife and I are going to have roughly $3.5 million just in our Roth IRAs because we max out our contributions every single year. So those accounts alone in 2041, we should have over $6.5 million invested. If I decide to delay my retirement, I should have more saved in my retirement accounts going into my 60s. And if Social Security is still going to be around, I would be happy to start collecting early at age 62. I'm not going to wait until 67 to collect the full retirement benefit. What we're going to probably end up doing is investing our Social Security retirement income right back into the stock market so that they can continue to grow. And lastly, we should have enough in our HSA or health savings account to pay for our medical expenses throughout our retirement. We can actually use the HSA to pay for any expenses, including Medicare, starting at the age of 65. And I am projecting that we'll have about $800,000 invested in the HSA, and it could be more, right? And here's my savings rate timeline. In 2014, I had absolutely no cash savings in my bank account. I remember I had about $300, which I needed to use to pay down my debt. And in 2015, I had about $1,000 saved in my rainy day fund. And I realized quickly that having this rainy day fund was so important when I was on my debt-free journey because it prevented me from getting into more debt. In 2016, when I paid off $110,000 in total consumer debt, it took me about 5 months to fully fund my emergency fund. So I had about $20,000 saved in a completely separate high-yield savings account with Ally Bank that paid about 2% in APY at the time in 2016. Now it pays about 4.25% in APY at the time I'm recording this video. And I've been banking with Ally for the last 7 to 8 years. And this video is not sponsored by Ally. I just like them a lot. And 2017 was when I really started to invest in my Roth IRA and 401k. Just that year alone, I saved and invested about 30% of my income. And I could have done more, but I set aside some cash for entertainment and travel. I wanted to make sure that I start having fun with my life after paying off so much debt and sacrificed everything for those 2 years. In 2018, my savings rate increased to 50%. This was when I started to save and invest half of my income to achieve financial independence and retire early. In 2019, my savings rate increased to 55%. In 2020, even during the pandemic, my savings rate increased to 58%. In 2021, my savings rate increased to 63%. In 2022, I went a little crazy and saved 68% of my income. It was the best time to invest more when the market was getting hammered, okay? It was a bear market year, a bloody year, and I just continued to invest a lot more than I did in the previous year. But in 2023, I'm looking to save less than the previous year because I need to boost my cash savings. And I moved a lot of cash into stocks in 2022 when the market was down by 20%, 30%, or 40%. Now that the market is up, I want to build up my cash reserve so that I can have more opportunities to buy stocks and real estate in the future. And going forward, I really need to spend more time with my family and not work 100 hours a week on my business. Time is extremely precious right now. And I don't want my daughter to remember me as someone who spends too much time in the studio. And the second thing I really want to do is travel more. The pandemic really threw everything off. I didn't get to travel as much as I wanted in 2020 and 2021. And I want to do at least one international travel every year and several stateside trips every year. And this is why I'm going to invest more in my business by hiring more people to help me run my business so that I have more time with my family. If I spend $1,000 to have someone run my website or edit my videos, those are hours that I can spend with my family instead of being tied up in my studio. Those are the hours that I can focus on expanding my business. So the bottom line is I am going to focus more on time than money at this point. I need that, right? Speaking of my business, I'm going to continue to contribute at least 25% of my net business income to my solo 401k as an employer. This is going to reduce my overall taxable income. The next one I want to work on is improving free financial resources. I'm pretty ambitious about this. I know that there are people who need a basic financial education. You shouldn't have to pay thousands of dollars to learn about the 401k or Roth IRA. That should be free for you to learn, right? And as of right now, when you go to my website at firesightshare.com/resources, all you have to do is fill out your name, email, and other information, no credit card information, on just information about how you found me and my website, and then download the spreadsheets I made over the years. I won't charge you anything. I just get you on my exclusive email listing so that you can get more financial education out of me. Okay. But what I would really like to work on is creating many more personalized products so that people can use them at any time. I'm actually working on this with a web designer right now to make the resources a paid package. Now, I'm always going to have the 401k calculator, compound interest calculator, TSP calculator, and many more on my website for free. Some of the spreadsheets that I personally created will no longer become free. And I've spent too much time on those products not to get any ROIs. Now, I'm not being greedy. I want to be able to use that money to create high quality products so that people can use them at any time. This is all being reinvested back into my business and financial education. And for those of you who want to join my private client program, this is where you get to meet with me one-on-one to discuss your finances. I always invite everyone to sign up for the free one-time coaching session with me by visiting firestarchat.com/coaching. And I have individuals and couples as my clients who I help them personally to manage their money better. And I have a couple who just paid off over $22,000 in debt in 8 months. And I had another couple who paid off $15,000 in 3 months. They're completely debt free and are now working on their retirement investments. Did I do all of their work? No, they did the majority of the work, and I just simply gave them the guidance, right? And I really want to expand this private client program by helping people get out of debt. And this is a paid membership program with a lot of potential to expand in the future. So my goal right now is to maintain the 60% savings rate going forward. And I think I can use the rest to have some fun while I'm still young. And at the same time, I want to reinvest the profit right back into my business and help people out as much as possible. My goal is to get every American out of credit card debt, student loans, and other debts. I know it sounds like a reach to many of you watching this video, but I want every American to understand the severe consequences of carrying a credit card balance month over month, the severe consequences of defaulting on their HELOC, home equity loans, or 401k loans. How about the severe consequences of taking out a $50,000 student loan for a degree they're never going to use? Let me ask you this. Would you have made some of the financial decisions you made in the past if you understood it a little bit better? Probably not, right? I definitely wouldn't have gotten myself into $110,000 in consumer debt if I had known better. But it wasn't just a lack of education, but I needed to learn how to be disciplined with my money. So I found my purpose. We as a country need to make financial education the absolute priority. I truly believe that the lack of financial education is a threat to our economy in the long term. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. And this has been another beast of a video, and I hope you got a lot out of it.